Da-da, da-da, da-da. All right. Mox is close to his undefeated that he needs. Tim sitting at 9 points, Keenan at 9 points, Ben at 9 points, TJ at 9 points, Jeremy at 9 points, Lyle at 9 points, Chris at 9 points, Derek is at 6 points, Eric is at 6 points.
Well, don't sound so defeated as you get to the bottom of the list.
Well, I mean,
sounds super excited. Derek's at 6 points. Eric's at 6 points.
Sorry, I mean, you look at it. It's like the 9 points. Crazy. That's okay. Sweet. That really just fluctuates all our stuff within the top 8, and the 6 points is not as fluctuating for that. So, I did. So at this point, Jeremy is 2 points ahead of Chris. So if Jeremy loses this round and Chris wins, he's not locked then. Because Chris is 2 points behind him. 4 points? I thought it was 2 points. Or am I thinking of somebody else that had 4 points? He was 4 points. Chris was at 55 points. Jacob or Patrick had 56. Oh, okay. All right, so it's officially locked. Nan can't math. Truth. Nan can't math. This whole time I've been sitting here thinking he was only 2 points behind. All right, so let's slide over to our 5th and final round of the night, and then we'll talk our official top 8. Do we have an image ready for that? For like oh, look at you. You're doing all the work. So let's start our timer here. TJ versus Jeremy Miller. This is our decider. Basically deciding how the final round's going to go, and also have a big factor on our top 8 because TJ is up there trying to vie for that, top couple spots. And why do we keep putting that Infect scrub on camera? Yeah, this is your 3rd time on camera. Patrick says, I gave up. I was pretty angry for reasons. Which makes sense. Now, for those tuning in who aren't familiar with our stream, normally we do not showcase the same deck over and over again. We like to do a variety of players and decks on camera if we can. Because it was the 10th and final week of season number 2, we were showing only people in the top 8 or have a chance to make top 8. We've of course got Jeremy in chat talking about season 1 because he is the season 1 champion. So having him lock himself in and make it into the Invitational makes for an amazing story going into it because he's got to try to redeem himself, I guess, or no, lock himself in, show that he can still be the champion. He's the reigning champ. Can he defend his title? That's what I'm looking for. Those are the words I'm trying to say. Soon to be two-time champ. Ooh. Of course, we've got Ben, who was the runner-up for season 1. Let's see how he does going into it. But players are shuffling up. TJ been playing Affinity for majority of this season. Decided, you know what? Julia's rocking out an Infect right now. I'm going to play Nahiri Control. Blue, white, red, Jeskai, whatever you want to call it. And another tough matchup for Infect. Not as bad as Grixis, as it goes, but definitely a tough one. And yeah, season 1 was a great one because we also had 2 birthday boys for season 1.
Soon to be a 2-time champion.
Verdant, fetch. Jeremy seems very conservative with his fetching as Infect. I think he missed the memo.
You know he's currently at 9 points, right?
True.
He may be on to something.
Yeah, that's what I was looking over my point totals for the season. It was like the only time that I ever went 4-1 was when I played Infect. And this is the revealer. Hey, and that's another thing. I'll take 2 and take a gander at what's going on in your hand. Ooh, gross. You're playing that. Well, I guess I'm gonna lose my elf. 17 all, and we'll see a very pretty lightning bolt come down, killing off that elf.
Mm-hmm. It's going at non-basics. It's safe. Math.
You can tell these players are also used to being up in the feature match area because that iPad is up to date.
Hmm. Strange. So nice guy TJ showing him, hey, you know about these cards. Path to Exile, Lightning Helix.
I'm sorry. What did I just miss?
Fastest Jeskai game ever. I'm... okay, so he just scooped.
Okay. All right, and Lyle given a good point too. Might want to probe before casting the elf. Yes, because then at that point you can see, oh, he's chock full of removal spells. If I have a Vines, I can delay playing my elf 1 turn and try to keep him alive.
Right.
Let me pull up sideboards though. Two pass and 2 bolts. Ew, that's disgusting.
Okay, there you go.
That'll do it. And yeah, miss red land drop. Okay. Or miss that land drop to be able to, of course, play that Blighted and stuff. Alright. Sideboard time. Who you reading?
You first. Surprise me.
Alright. We'll read TJ's. 1 Pithing Needle, 1 Anger of the Gods, 2 Stony Silence, 1 Rest in Peace, 1 Worship, 2 Geist of St. Traft, 2 Blessed Alliance, 1 Blood Moon, 1 Izzet Static Caster, 1 Wear and Tear, 1 Dispel, 1 Engineered Explosives. So, Izzet Static Caster is one of the most annoying cards that Control can bring in against Infect. Because unless you have a Mutagenic Growth or a Vines or an Apostles, and then a way to kill them next turn after they play that, you're not going to keep a creature on the board. Maybe if you have a Pendelhaven, you can keep it alive as well. But overall, that's going to be really tough to deal with. Engineered Explosives, because you can sit there and go, okay, I'll wait to pop this whenever I want. And it's not a targeted thing, so your Vines doesn't work. The other thing he can be bringing in is that Blessed Alliance, because that, I believe, has the option to sack a creature.
Sack attacking creature.
Yes. Pithing Needle is a maybe. You can use it against Spellskite, you can use it against Ink Moss. The Blood Moon's also a potential too. because of how few basics that the Infect deck runs. Wear and Tear is also a potential here because you can kill off the Ink Moss, you can kill off the Spellskite, and you can also destroy Wild Defiance.
Mm-hmm.
So those are like the things that are really jumping out to me. What about Jeremy?
So, just to remind everyone, on Jeremy's side, 1 Grafdigger's Cage, 3 Nature's Claim, 1 Dryad Arbor, 1 Twisted Image, 1 Dispel, 1 Spellskite, 1 Unravel the Aether, 1 Spell Pierce, 2 Dismember, and 3 Kitchen Finks. So, I like the other Spellskite here. We put Nahiri control. I assume that Nahiri is still in the deck as a win condition. So Grafdigger's Cage, I think, is fine. Dryad Arbor? Maybe?
That's a potential here. The other thing is because Jeremy is not running Pulse, it makes it difficult for him.
Yeah.
That's another really good card that he can bring in. Twisted Image is not a bad card if you're going to paint your opponent on Is It Static Caster.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, wow. There you go.
And he says, yeah, I'll just kill that. While they're speeding along through things here.
Jeremy gets a forest.
And they messed up their life totals. It's actually...
Yeah, it's 18-19.
18-19 here.
Oh my. His deck is so shiny.
Noble. Activate.
Combat.
2.
Exalted Trigger. 2 poison. Pop the Flooded Strand.
Leave the rods in. Probably will lose some more life. Yeah. Goes to 15 here.
15-19.
Stack attacking creature.
Yeah, Blessed Alliance.
Nothing Jeremy can do about that.
Plays a Plains, passes back.
Mm-hmm. So again, this is an uphill battle for Jeremy.
Sack a baby. Combat?
Activate. Oh, before combat, so he's not going to have the Exalted Trigger.
Yeah.
So that means also, like, an Exalted Trigger and a Mutagenic would protect from a Bolt. But now... I mean, you can sit there, tap it for Apostle's Blessing.
Might of Volcrosa.
Ah, it's before combat, still in the main phase. Remand. And then he'll die.
Passes back. Serum Visions.
Trying to set things up, again, playing it before any land drops, just in case you draw a better land. Yes. No.
Yeah, pre-combat. I mean, that's the only way that the Inkmoth would have gotten the +4/+4.
Yeah, but so you can say,
Oh!
move to combat. Before combat, I'm going to bolt this.
Wow. Two more lightning bolts, a remand, and a cryptic command.
Yeah, pre-combat is still the main phase. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Saying the same thing, basically. Pre-combat's the main phase. He's able to use mights +4 because it's not combat. Because if he went to combat, gets the exalted trigger, could add.
Nahiri, the Harbinger, comes down.
Spell Pierce it, nice.
Serum Visions.
Again, setting things up. I mean, once a Nahiri is able to get out, it makes it really short clock for Jeremy to lock things up. But this is the time when you activate Pulse Marasa. Bring back some of your dudes.
Draws an Inkmoth Nexus.
That's nice.
Lightning Bolt. You. Remand my Lightning Bolt.
Did he cast a bunch of helixes or something? Why is he at 19?
He cast one.
Okay. So he should be at 18. Alright.
Activate the Inkmoth Nexus.
It remands my bolt to draw, which is actually a really smart play that a lot of people don't think about right away. They're just like, alright, here's my bolt kind of thing. No, you can actually remand your own stuff.
Vines.
Kicked. Path. He's only got 1 mana left right now. So, another Vines here. No. Choosing to get the extra mana, maybe for next turn setup. He could have multiple Vines, just kind of getting ready, but needed that extra mana, didn't have the fetches, so.
Bolt. You. TJ applying the pressure. Slowly but surely. Jeremy ready for the biggest become immense.
Right? Ooh. Apostle's Blessing.
Yep.
Alright. Activate.
Inkmoth Nexus becomes a creature.
Yep, we did see a little bit of mess up where he did not exile it. The last one that's in the graveyard should have been exiled.
Might of Volcrosa.
You're right, Mopros.
Main phase. Might of Volcrosa.
8, 9. He has to keep the apostles, so he needs a mutagenic. But I mean, 9 is fine.
Mutagenic growth going to 10.
Combat. 11 damage coming across. Click.
Target.
Lose 2 more, give it protection from blue so it's unblockable.
Yep.
And hope that there's no bolt or path because he's left his Sacred Foundry up. Alright. He also could be choosing to target himself to try to dig for one of those 2 cards. Well, no, he's got to dig for a
It's
path.
gotta be a path.
It's got to be a path. Ah, okay. So I made a bad read here. I put him on Dispel, which is why I played Click. I could have played around Dismember, but I convinced myself he had the Pump plus Dispel, not Pump plus Apostles here.
Alright, so he does target himself. Throws Remand in the way.
So it ties it up 1-1 with that kind of one-turn kill. And now we get to see what everybody's been bringing in. So you read Jeremy's. I read TJ's here. I mean, isn't Staticaster definitely coming in here? But let's see what else he's decided to bring in. The both Blessed Alliance, the Dispel, and the Pithy Needle. So not so worried about the Engineered here as some extra stuff like the Dispel, because you could have the Dispel Wars and Pithy Needle. You can target Ink Moth and stuff. So seems good. Extra removal, extra interactions with what Jeremy's going to be doing. But what about Jeremy's side of things?
He just takes out a Twisted Image and brings in a Dispel. It looks like.
Okay. He's going to be really sad if Isn't Staticaster ever comes down.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the way that's listed, he's probably running 1-1 and took his only Twisted Image out of the main. Now, Dispel is more important compared to that one card. But it's like, it's also okay.
Spellskite.
Yeah.
It hits Spellskite as well. So if TJ is running any number of Spellskites in the main board or the main deck or the sideboard, those Twisted Images do come in handy.
But the way that TJ is saying it is that he had Apostles and Dismember in his hand. So that means he must still have at least one Apostle or one Dismember in the main board. So having the Twisted Image taken out makes sense then. Because if you need to dismember like that Click or dismember a what's that blue-white land that's got Vigilance, it's 4/4 flyer?
Celestial Colonnade.
Celestial Colonnade. Twisted Image does nothing against that, but... Alright, let's see. Game number 3.
And there it is. Celestial Colonnade comes in tapped.
Called
Start
it.
off for TJ.
Yeah, okay, so Jeremy's making another comment is like, this is also me on day 1 of Infect, so there's a few little nuances, and just interactions that you might not think about for certain matchups and like post board and things like that. Like, it's easy to play certain decks, but it's really hard to master them. Infect's an easy deck to play for what you need to do. One creature, couple of pumps, win. While it's much harder to be good at it.
So TJ gonna go to 17, but it's gonna go back to 20.
Mm-hmm.
Off a lightning helix.
And Jeremy talking about how going for the style of ignore opponent and just go for it. And I feel like that was a lot of what I did when I first started playing too. And I made my deck geared towards that with having that plus or that turn 2 potential. And then as I've gotten more familiar with matchups, more familiar with the decks, I've liked the slower, more methodical style with Infect. But really, it's what you want to go for. And that's the beauty of the deck, is that you can do these slight tweaks and tailoring. It's still the same deck with just a slightly different play style.
Alright, so after the draw step, let's Vendilion Clink target you. Or no, I guess he targeted himself again.
Alright. Windswept, Gataxian Probe, looks like an Ink Moth in the end. Teacher's like, yeah, that's fine. You can have that. Down 16. Nice guy, Jeremy, revealing his hand. Now there is a Distortion Strike in that list up on the top where Jeremy's sitting as well. What is that on TJ's board? That is a promo Vendilion Click. Now a dead click.
Jeremy's gonna be at 12.
Because TJ is a big fan of
10.
Making his deck all foily and fancy. So he swung in for 3. Alright, that's a lot of mana that can get in the way. What a pun. No problem. Glad you're asking questions. We've got some great people in chat to help out. And if there's a card that you know the name of, that you want to remember the ruling, if you do exclamation card, then write whatever the card's name is, you can be able to find out what it actually does. As though Magic isn't expensive though enough. Yeah, like there's some people that like to have foils, decide that they want a pretty deck. I don't know anybody like that.
I'm not walking into it, dude.
I'm
I'm not doing it.
not doing it. I actually really like this idea of the whole Masterpiece series. Like, expeditions were really cool. There you go. Card, Stormcrow.
Speaking of expensive expeditions,
Yeah, I mean, I like that it's theme-based. Like, we've got artifacts, you know. We had lands for Zendikar, now we're going to artifacts, and it's going to keep switching it up based on what the set's like. Alright.
what's the Egyptian set gonna be like?
I can't wait.
What's your Masterwork series
Or
Egyptian set gonna target? Zendikara's lands, Kaladash's artifacts. Whole lot of lands for TJ.
it'll be a reprint of the Theros gods.
What? No.
No, it won't. I don't know, because it's got to be like good cards that need to get reprinted in there.
Masterwork Damnation, obviously.
Ooh, that would be sweet. Do that. I actually also like the Aether Vial that they spoiled too. That looked pretty. Alright, sack an attacking creature. Looks like this.
Yeah, he's got a lot of mana.
Sack another one.
Yeah, he had both in
Rude
hand.
Dude alert. I think I'm just going to make a deck with the new Thalia, Blind Obedience, that card, sack a creature, just all sacrifice effects, and all your stuff comes in tap. What do you think? Seems good? Just like Dirtle nonstop.
We've talked about this. We've been talking about this for like a month.
I know, I still haven't done it. Oh, Vengeful Pharaoh for the Egyptian set. Yeah. That would be good.
Activate the Colonnade. Get in there for 4.
We got a clock going. I like that when you have to like use your whole arm to untap your lands. Here's an island. Here's a plane. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sack.
Before damage. Fetch. 2 more. Yes. Do it, Jeremy.
So he's actually
Going to go to -2. Because he'll be at 2. Pump it up.
Behind's kicked. Behind's kicked.
Blammo. Combat, no combat, etc. Oh, he's checking his math to see if he can hardcast Emrakul.
He can.
He says, "Can I borrow these lands?" Yeah, so they're just having fun right now.
He didn't see that one coming.
Oh, there's an elf. Bolt. Spell pierce it. Pay. Become amends. Alright. That was round 5, guys.
That was it. Season 2.
Season 2 is in the books, more or less.
10 weeks.
For the main season. Now we've got our official top 8 that we will pull to momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to that, thank you. You watching at home right now.
You guys.
We appreciate it. You guys are awesome. In case you haven't heard that yet today. We appreciate you guys coming over and checking out our modern coverage that we do every Monday night.
Mm-hmm. Sending.
As of right now, it is, of course, over here at twitch.tv/TheRealNanman. But for Season 3, we will officially be migrating over to twitch.tv/Modern Magic Mondays. We've already started to put some content and stuff over there, at least getting the page looking all nice and stuff. So make sure you guys head over there as well to follow. We do have a giveaway coming up for this lovely sticker, which why don't I start that while you do some more thank yous and shout outs and all that kind of good stuff.
All right. To Trip at Comic Kung Fu, where we do all of the recording for this footage. Thank you very much. And to Dionysus Bacchus, another patron, subscriber, table judge extraordinaire, keeps up with all of our shenanigans.
He does.
Doesn't ask for much except to continue to table judge. Thank you so much. And to Matt Nass, our newest patron subscriber, thank you so much. What's going on, Charles Biscuits?
Yes.
To our top stream donors, Drewski Brew, #1 in our hearts.
Yes.
Atticus the Mystery Donor, Tatradamus, Burgleton, Lilo Goif, Nate Hop 34, Stormdust 07, Badger 934, Strog Smash. These people are tossing bucks our way to keep the stream alive. Thank you guys so much for all your support.
Means a lot.
Absolutely, it does. It helped us get a new camera to start off. That fancy playmat you see each and every game. Dice that are on their way that are legible so everyone can read them.
Nice and big.
The stickers, which we're giving away.
We'll probably get another set of stickers soon, and then as we go, we can get other stuff going, maybe some t-shirts and other cool things that we can start doing for the stream for you guys watching at home. But we have the giveaway going currently for the stickers. You have to be a follower on the channel to be eligible to win. So all you have to do is type sticker in the chat, and that puts you in the drawing to see who ends up winning it tonight.
If you are not in this area and you do not come out to the shop, don't be afraid. Type in sticker, follow the stream.
We will happily mail it to you.
Send us your address and we will mail it to you if you win.
You have to send us your address, though.
Now,
we can't send it to you if you don't do that.
Right, a little bit of upkeep just to keep you guys informed. September 18th, which is Sunday, we have an IQ going on at Comic Kung Fu. Obviously, it's modern. The potential is that there will be live coverage there.
Also, not only will you be able to play for that, of course, invitational qualifier, you get the basically giveaways that the shop is doing of expeditions based on the amount of people that show up. So that's another little cool thing. I think 11 o'clock is the time that they've said it's starting. Really, we talked about it earlier. Be there by 10:30 with your deck list, or be ready to start filling out your deck list. So it starts at 11.
Yeah.
But we will be doing coverage of it. If, for whatever reason, the live coverage does not work, we will record it all and cover it in the future there.
Just like we do here, we'll get everything together, get all the matches recorded, and then we'll pick a day, let you guys know, and we'll do the same thing.
Yeah. So, again, type in sticker if you want a chance to be able to win one. While that's going on, I'll let you do your stuff. Why don't we pull up our top 8 and talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So, currently, as the night started, this was our point totals. Top 8, looking pretty solid. There was really no ifs, ands, or buts, except for a couple people below Jeremy that we were fighting for in this night. Right? So you had Lyle at the top, Eric, TJ, Derek, Keenan, Ben, Tim, and Jeremy. That was your top 8 to start the evening.
Yeah.
So now we're 5 rounds in. Week 10 is in the books.
Mm-hmm.
We know what all the point totals were. You just want to take a look at the top 16?
Yes, I'm ready for it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Drum rolls, everything that you wanted to see. Let's get this guy out of the way.
So
boom.
Lyle again ranked number 1 going into it. That means he will be battling out against 7th or 8th place there, which we'll talk about in a little bit there. But TJ locks himself in as 2nd place. I believe he was 2nd, maybe 3rd from season 1. We'll have to look back at it and double check. But he was the one that did it with the 90 points. Consistently, if
Mhm.
you go
There it is.
3-2
3-2
over
at
10
least.
weeks, you guarantee get 90 points, which is pretty much good for second place.
Yeah,
So come out and play, guys.
that's it.
That's
Just
really
show
all
up every week, get 9 points, go home.
you gotta do. Bloom, who was like our season kind of go-getter for this one, pretty much there every single week.
Yeah, he was holding the top spot for quite a while.
Long time at that first place spot. Just kind of fell out in the end there, not having as good of runs, and ended up there with 88 points. But third place is nothing to scoff at going into it. Derek right behind him with 83 points there. And we do have Keenan, 81 points. Ben, 78. Tim right behind him with 77. And Jeremy, Season 1 champ, back in it for Season 2. Locked
Holding
himself
down.
in there with 68 points. Just barely edged his way in there over, of course, Chris with 64. Mock sitting with 61. Jacob, 58. And Patrick, 56 there.
Honorable mentions: Dwayne Hess,
Yes.
Jamie Armel, Julia Heath, Charles Boyer.
All in the top 16.
You know, Charles coming in on Season 2. Biscuit to his friends, rocking it out for a while. Seems like he's disappeared there at the end, but definitely could have put
IRL
up.
gets in the way sometimes.
It's true. Could have put up a strong fight for the others. Jacob was another one that we thought was going to be in it to win it, and then IRL got in the way.
That does happen. That was my pick.
I know.
And then he didn't show up for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's because he heard.
Yeah.
He heard.
Jeremy asking about a bracket for the lazy and dumb of us. We will have a bracket. We don't have it right now.
I do have it.
Oh, you do have it? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was ready yet. Oh, look at see. Man, we are so lucky to have Brett doing all this work.
Shut up.
And actually, we will be printing off the bracket for those that are at Comic Kung Fu and bringing it to the shop to do basically a bracket contest, if you will, where you can fill it in, kind of like a fantasy bracket. You try to guess who you think is going to win. We'll also post it up on Twitter and stuff like that, so you guys can tweet at us if you're not at the shop and fill it in yourselves. So here's the lovely bracket. Lyle will be playing against Jeremy. Derek will be playing against Keenan. Eric will be playing against Ben. TJ versus Tim. So there's our top and bottom of the bracket set up. Very nicely done. Scrubbing it up. I know, I'm doing my gatekeeper stuff. So
Okay, I did spell that right.
Oh. So we will have interviews with all of the players for the Invitational. Deck list for all the players going into it. So a lot of great content will be added up. Next week on camera, guys, will be our off week. So that means that it will not be part of the Invitational, but it will just be a kind of a fun week. People will play different decks, things like that. Maybe those people playing the Invitational will do some practicing for it. Who knows? Who knows what will be happening for that? But that is our list. We'll be posting it up, of course, on Twitter, on Comic Kung Fu at the shop. We will have the brackets for you guys to fill in who you think is gonna take it or not. But again, last chance, guys. If you have not yet, giveaway for the stickers. We're gonna decide who our winner and stuff is going into that, because why not? This is the time. Unless you want to talk a little bit about our players, but I figure we can go into much more detail.
Oh no, we gotta leave that. We got way too much going
Lots-
on for the
lots to talk
actual
about. So many
Season 2
stories.
Invitational.
It's gonna be great.
We
All right.
can't spoil anything.
Let me slide over. Dun, dun, dun. All right. And the winner is
Yo,
Derek.
Derek Southers winning a sticker.
Congratulations. So we will have a lovely Modern Magic Monday sticker coming your way.
And we don't have to mail it to you, unless you want it to be mailed to you. But
I guess we could do that too.
yeah.
So before we go, guys, again, we've got a week off next week. We'll still be bringing you coverage, but it's not going to count towards the season. And then the week after that, what is the actual date for that?
September 20th.
There you go. September 20th will be the Invitational. But before we go, what are you working on right now?
This.
The Invitational?
All of this.
All the moderns, the magics,
right.
the Mondays.
When I'm not doing Modern Magic Mondays and bringing you guys all this fantastic content with Nan Man, I have my own channel, twitch.tv/FarmofZernar, where we play all of the variety gaming. Just finished up Chrono Cross. That was a blast to play. We ripped real hard with I Am Setsuna for casual Thursday now. Officially, we are going to be moving it to Thursdays because Friday seems to have more going on IRL, and Thursdays is an easy day for me to hop in. So we're doing a little practicing with a couple different games. Hopefully, I Am Setsuna will be finished up soon. I'd love to be able to play it, but yeah, it was just not cooperating. How about you?
Main stuff right now is doing this. Do have some other ideas for modern content that I'll be producing up pretty much exclusively for YouTube. So you guys can make sure you check out that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll stream it up eventually, but we'll see. Then we've got some Pokemon battles.
Lowercase O.
Oh, there you go. Nice guy. Bam. Farm Zernar. Does, a lot of RPG stuff for those that are into that sort of thing. But we've got our Pokemon Versus.
Yes, we do.
Sadly,
I'm still winning.
Red is still winning.
2 weeks in a row.
And sadly, it's not going to be until at least the end of October before we get to play again.
Doesn't matter.
And eventually we'll finish up Armorcrog because that's a really difficult game. I don't know when. Basically, a lot of my extra content is on hold until after the wedding. Is the biggest.
Van's getting married.
I'm getting married. And I'll be off a week for the stream, which I believe you have a guest unless Trip has the shop closed that week. There's a week where he's got the shop closed. You know that? We're talking about it.
I was like, would he close the shop because you're not going to be there?
Well, not because I'm going to be there, but because for other reasons. Just because I'm not going to be there, the whole shop's going to be closed. No. So, but that's that. We'll see what happens with that, but I'm definitely not going to be here at least 1 week in October.
No. Yes for that. No. Oh, you guys are finally getting married.
So that's the kind of the stuff we've got going on for all you guys enjoying. So make sure you guys are hitting the follow buttons, all that kind of good stuff, as we keep bringing you more Modern Magic Mondays and, of course, Casual Thursdays, all the other cool stuff that we've got going on there.
Really, it's just days. That's it. We're just...
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.